The book that children and families seem to enjoy very much because it's about home, family, and the future and the past is the book The Keeping Quilt. And one thing I ask children to notice, this is about how my great-grandmother came to this country from Russia when she was probably about 5 or 6 years old. But when she arrived, they landed on Ellis Island. One thing I ask children to notice when they look at this book, that all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. These are pencil drawings. They always notice, though, well, but that little girl has a red scarf on and her dress is blue, and I say yes. And I did this on purpose because I wanted you to look at that scarf, which has the same name as grandmother in Russian. It's called a babushka. She had that scarf and dress on. That is my great-grandmother. So I wanted the children to notice her. That's why I made them in color. But that scarf and dress went on to become significant in the story. Because what happened, of course, is as she grew up, the dress stayed little, and she tried to put it on, and it ripped, and she used to put it on apparently every single day because it reminded her of her home. If her skin was next to that cloth, she thought home was nearby. And she went to her mother crying and said, well, what am I going to do if I can't wear the dress and the babushka? I forget home. Her mother said, I know a way. Her mother got a pair of scissors and cut the dress into pieces. She cut the babushka into pieces. Her mother had a burlap bag, actually, with clothes of all the people they had to leave in Russia. Cut their clothes into pieces. They took all of those pieces, cut them into shapes, and sewed them into a quilt. The edge of the quilt was Anna's babushka. The inside was made with not only her clothes, but the clothes of everyone she loved. When it was finished, her mother said, Anna, now when you miss home, just touch the quilt. Then you'll keep home here. That's why in our family, this is called the Keeping Quilt. Over the years, we've used it for many, many things. We've used it as a tablecloth, a picnic blanket. Everyone in my family, when they get married, they stand underneath it. It becomes their wedding canopy or chuppah. Every new baby in my family has been held in this quilt. And I love to come to the part of the book where I tell the children, you know, a very beautiful baby was born to my family. And they say, oh, you! And I go, yes, there I am, in my mother's arms. And then the boy who's standing next to the rocker, that's my rotten, red-headed older brother. But the quilt we used as tablecloth for birthday parties. My brother and I used to actually put it on our back and race around the yard like we were Superman. We used it as a tent outdoors on the clothesline. But the quilt, what I remember the most about it, it was on my bed every day of my young life.